This is One. Listening Library presents Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller.
I grabbed a stick off the ground and backed away slowly.
Good morning. I come bearing coffee. Welcome to the Winter Biannual Bibliothon of 2018. It is day one. It is about 1:30 in the afternoon. This morning I was running a few errands. I had to go and pick up a few things for today. I'm having a bit of a girls' night with one of my friends, and so we're making frosé.
What is this?
The main thing that I'm about to do right now is film for my day 3 challenge, I believe it is, which is to do a bookish routine or like a character routine or something like that. I've decided to do a morning routine for Mia Corvair, so I had to go and pick up a black wig. I'm just getting ready now, about to pop on the wig. So far today I've listened to almost 2 hours worth of Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. I haven't picked up a physical book yet. I am currently reading Morning Star by Pierce Brown. I have a little bit left of that, maybe 50 or so pages. So I'm probably going to finish that before I continue on with any of the other books on my TBR pile. But I'm going to continue getting ready. There's one other thing I need to prepare for the video, so I'll show you that in just a moment.
Next generation, Todd scoffs. Give me a break, it's a quantum leap forward. He looks over the divine being.
I've just filmed a couple of clips now, and I'm going to work on the next one, which is to drink the blood of my enemies. So I've got some chocolate milk and some red food color gel. I couldn't find any paste, which I think would have been ideal to make it more of a darker red. I'm just going to put it straight into the chocolate milk container and shake it up. Fingers crossed this works, because I would really like to use this clip in the video. Oh goodness, okay. That's a little bit darker. It's still kind of bright, but I'm just going to go with it because it's better than nothing.
"15 minutes later."
I just realized I walked off and left my camera recording that entire time. Whoops-a-daisy. Do you want a sip? It's pretty tasty. It just tastes like chocolate milk, you know. Won't need to put on lipstick tonight, but I will need to fix the teeth. Good morning, everybody. It is now day 2 and I'm on my way to Alexandria. Quick update on yesterday. I meant to film a little bit of footage last night because I was going out having a bit of a date night with one of my girlfriends. We went and got some dinner, some dumplings, and then we went and saw The Death Cure. And it was a really fun night. I had a great time. I did forget to bring my camera with me, so I don't have any footage from that, but I did listen to a little bit more of Otherworld prior to going out to dinner, and I did read a few more pages of Morning Star. At the moment, however, I am on my way to Sky Zone. So for one of my friend's birthdays, we are going to Sky Zone. It's like we've got an hour jumping session, like on all the trampolines. I will not be jumping. I'm just going to be hanging out with one of the other girls that isn't jumping today. Just started my drive into the city now. I'm going to jump into my audiobook and enjoy Otherworld. It is now 2:30 and I'm on my way home. I had a lovely time today. I am absolutely exhausted. Like, I am so buggered. I might have a nap and then try and read for a couple of hours tonight. I definitely want to finish Morning Star and at least get a start on Beneath the Sugar Sky. It's 10:30 now and I'm just getting ready for bed. I'm going to read for a little bit before I do go to sleep. I'm probably just going to read until I do actually fall asleep. Alex is over, but he's already fast asleep, so I'm just going to stay up for a little while longer and read. I have started Beneath the Sugar Sky. I finished Morning Star, still going strong with Otherworld as well. So pretty good progress so far, I think. I'm really enjoying everything that I'm reading, which is a bonus as well. It is now 8:30 at night and I have finished my first book of the readathon. I finished listening to Otherworld today and I'm almost finished with Beneath the Sugar Sky. Like, I think I've got about 30 or 40 pages left. Okay. Game plan for today. I have an appointment this morning for my wrist. It's been long overdue, so finally getting around to getting it checked out. I'm also going to go to the library and renew my library card. While I'm there, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any books that I'm interested in borrowing that I have not heard of before. That will help out with that challenge for the readathon. I'm also dropping Alex off to his car. I picked Alex up a couple of days ago from one of our friends' places who lives a little far away. He had a big night there, so I picked him up instead of him getting an Uber home. So I'll be dropping him off at his car, and then tonight I'm going to the Penguin Teen Showcase. I've never actually been to one of the Penguin Teen Showcases before. I either haven't been able to get tickets or I haven't been available to go, so I'm really excited to see how it is tonight. The most exciting thing about tonight is that we're getting to see the movie Love, Simon early, which is so exciting. Reading wise, I finished Beneath the Sugar Sky last night, so I've finished my second complete book. This week I've also been using a Google Docs spreadsheet. I'm using it at the moment. It's kind of my beta test. Because I vlog my readathons, I typically have like a notebook or something that I put all of my progress in as I go, so that I know how many pages or hours I've listened to every update, so that I can put it on the screen for you guys. But I thought, why not make a spreadsheet that will do a lot of the calculations for me and have some extra little tidbits here and there, and that could also be something that I share with you guys. So if you guys are interested in a spreadsheet to help you track your readathon progress, I've set up a poll in the cards up here so you can vote if this is something you're interested in. Just kind of want to get an idea of how many people would actually be keen on it, because it is a lot of effort and I've only been able to set up the formulas for so many lines because it is really time consuming. So if this is something that a lot of people are interested in, then I will put the time and effort into completing a much larger document for those people that do read a lot. I'll insert a bit of a preview of that for you guys. Okay, so just a really quick overview. So obviously I've got the different times here, and across here I'll put in what page count I'm currently at, or minutes I'm currently at. At the moment I'm tracking both minutes and pages because I'm not sure which one I'm going to include in my wrap up, so I'm just covering my bases and doing both until I decide. For example, at 8:45 AM I was 210 minutes into Otherworld, whilst also being 491 pages into Morningstar. And then it calculates the total amount of pages, the total amount of minutes, as well as how much you've read each update type thing. As you can see, I have now finished these books. These ones I have started. But yeah, so this is kind of like the look of the spreadsheet. I've also got this page here, so I'm basically converting all the minutes into pages. So if you want to only track the minutes, you don't need to use this at all, but for me I sometimes like to convert the minutes into pages to see how much progress I've made altogether. And I can use this here, and you just basically enter that, and enter your current minute, and it will tell you what page that is. I've only put in the formulas in this column here up until this point because I have to manually change every single formula, and this goes on for a little while, so I've got about 100, and yeah, that's going to take me a while, so I've only done this far. Eventually, when I've done all the formulas down to here, I will post it up for you guys, but yeah, this is what it looks like so far. I got to the doctor's a little bit early. While I'm waiting for my appointment, I will be picking up Full Metal Alchemist, and this is actually volumes 19 through 21. In my TBR video I said it was 22 through 24. That's because this was hiding under a pile of clothes and I didn't realize there was another book I had to read. This one I have actually already read half of, but that was forever ago. That was a few months ago, so I'm going to start from the beginning again because I couldn't tell you what happened. I've also decided to start listening to Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I was going to listen to some on the car trip here, but I've been talking this entire time, so I will start that on my way home today. So these are are the two books I ended up picking up from the library. I ended up going to two different libraries. The first one I found Tinder and I was kind of intrigued by it, and I was like, I might just go to the other local library close to me and see if they have anything else. They have a slightly bigger range, so I went there as well, picked up the Lightree. I'm back home now and I just did a live reading sprint with Brittany on Instagram stories, which was quite fun, and at the moment Alex and I are just about to go and head out to pick up his car.
Take it by the hand, lead it to the land that you understand.
I just got home from the Penguin Teen Showcase and I had a lot of fun. It was great to see Margot McGovern and Siobhan Plaza talking about their upcoming releases and just getting a bit of an insight into some of the things Penguin are publishing this year. Absolutely the best part was seeing Love, Simon like 2 months before it's coming out in theaters. It was such a good movie. It was just perfection. I loved it. There was times where I was laughing, I was crying, I was squealing and applauding. It was also so wonderful seeing it with a bunch of bookish people, a lot of which had read the book, and so we were all just feeling the same emotions. This beautiful book being translated onto the big screen, seeing it for the first time, and all of our raw emotions exploding at the same time because it's just so great. Anywho, I'm home now. I'm buggered. I'm so tired. So I'm going to continue reading a little bit more of Full Metal Alchemist and read until I sleep, which is probably going to be very soon. I am going to take you to work with me today, though I'm not sure how exciting today will be. I'll need to take a couple of photos for Instagram at some point, but I think most of the things I'm doing today are just on the computer, so it might not be the most interesting day. Last night I read another about 100 pages of Full Metal Alchemist, maybe a little bit less. I've been listening to a little bit of Renegades as well, but I think I'm also going to bring with me Neverland today. I read on my commute to and from work, and I'm just thinking that I might like to spice it up a little bit from Full Metal Alchemist, so I'm going to bring that with me. Almost finished with Full Metal Alchemist. I can probably finish this in the next 40 minutes, I'd say. I did also read a little bit of Neverland today. I got through about 60 pages of it. Just a quick check-in to let you know how I'm doing. I'm gonna get back to this.
9-inch half sphere pen and the rest in a 9-inch round pen. If you want all the details.
I've been watching Facebook and YouTube videos for the past hour and I hate myself for it, but I can't stop. I'm gonna watch this How to Cake It video and then I'm gonna get back to reading because it should only take me like 10 minutes to finish Full Metal Alchemist. I'm so close. I'm gonna do it by the end of today though.
So what I want to do is create a little bit of light blue font.
So I finished reading Neverland really early in the morning. I'm actually surprised I didn't fall asleep reading it. I stayed up and finished the whole book. So I have started reading Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the illustrated edition. I'm about like 70 pages in at the moment. Alex and I were just going to go and grab some food, and then if it doesn't start raining, he's going to the skate park and I'm going to read, though I will not be reading this because it's so big. I will probably read one of the library books that I brought with me.
You should be judged by all the cool skater dudes in the park for having too big of a book.
Well, it's also kind of looks like a picture book with all the illustrations, so they'll be like...
That's when you yell, "What you waiting for?"
Yes, folks, I am dating this human.
As believes this is called a food library. Food library. Food library. Food library. It's a grocery store, you douchebags!
as I was saying, I can't decide between the two library books. I'm more interested in the Lightree, but there's one called Tinder, yes. There's one called Tinder, which I think has a larger font and some illustrations, so it'll be quicker to read. I want food, I'm really hungry.
I'm getting hangry.
I'm getting real hungry.
He's got plans.
So far, I have read about 150 pages of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I haven't listened to any more of Renegades, but I did decide to go with Tinder for the book that I knew nothing about beforehand. It's quite intriguing so far. I really like the illustrations scattered throughout as well. It's quite dark. I'm not going to read any more of that tonight. I'm going to focus on Harry Potter, maybe finish it. Today is the last day of the readathon. I am now almost finished with Harry Potter. I've got literally 2 pages left, and I just like the last scene is just so heartwarming. I started tearing up, but I've paused just now because I'm going to start running some reading sprints over on the Biannual Bibliothon Twitter account. I will absolutely finish Harry Potter in this next sprint. After that, I will continue reading some more of Tinder. This is the nicest I've looked all week. I just finished filming a couple of videos, including my Readathons of 2018 video, which I need to edit ASAP. At the moment, I am this far through Tinder. I have been listening to a little bit more of Renegades as I was getting ready earlier. Might be pushing it a little bit, finishing this by the end of the day. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I have just finished reading Tinder, which means at this point in time, I have started and completed 6 books and can use those 6 books to satisfy all 7 reading challenges. And I also read the last 50 or so pages of Morningstar. I'm feeling really good about that. I am about to head off to Alex's now. I am not going to pick up another physical book at this point in time, but I will listen to Renegades on my drive over. I guess the next time I see you will be me wrapping up the whole readathon because I'm not going to have much to update you for the rest of this evening. I've been editing my reading vlog footage and realized that I completely forgot to film a clip wrapping up the reading vlog and my reading week as a whole. So that is what I'm going to do now. I've already returned my library books, so it's not actually on this stack, but I will quickly run through all of the books and what challenges they completed. Tinder by Sally Green was for the challenge to read a book that I've never heard of before. Renegades by Marissa Meyer is one that I managed to listen to about half of before the end of the readathon, listening to the audiobook of this one. It doesn't work for any of the challenges, but it is for the Biannual Bibliothon book club. Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa was for the challenge to read a sequel. Neverland by Margot McGovern was for the challenge to read a book about mental illness. Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller was for the challenge to read the group book, which was, of course, Otherworld. I also have Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shannon Maguire, which was to read a book that is under 200 pages. Morningstar by Pierce Brown, I read the last 50 pages or so at the very beginning of the readathon. That wasn't going towards any of the reading challenges. But finally, we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. This one was to read a backlist title, so that's one that was published before 2017, as well as for the challenge to read a book that is mentioned in another book, show, movie, etc. And that one is mentioned, I think, in probably quite a few things, but I ended up going with Gilmore Girls. And interestingly, while I was reading Neverland, so I'm just going to put these down because it's really heavy. In Neverland, there are mentions of some pretty popular young adult books, including Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. So that was really cool seeing some young adult books mentioned in another book, because I find a lot of the time, if there are any mentions of books, for the most part, there are of course exceptions, but for the most part it's a lot of literary fiction and classics, so I thought that was awesome. And if there are ever any challenges in the future similar to that one, good one to note. I need to double check my calculations, but I'm fairly sure that I've read over 2,200 pages during the week as well, which is awesome. But I think that about wraps up this reading vlog. I will be doing plenty of readathons this year, so there will be many more reading vlogs coming your way. If you guys are interested in these types of videos, you can look forward to those. But that is all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you very soon in a new video, but until then, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!